Hello everybody, May 9th, 2023, Tuesday, and I am going into the office today. No, I'm not driving into Manhattan. I am taking the ferry. I was going to take the express bus, but I need to drop something off at the kids' place, so I got to be in the car. I got to go over in that direction anyway, so that walk is wonderful. I don't know if I'm going to do it as a walk. I'll probably end up taking the subway. So it's the drive to the ferry to the train. But I don't do this much. It's for the spring fling. It's already, the day is more than halfway over, and I'm going in for just reminding myself that you can do such things in this day and age. I'm part of the blessed part of the information economy who doesn't have to be where the work is, where the customers are, because bits and you got to do that every once in a while. It's under the category of, blasting out the pipes and making sure the machinery still works. I went into the city the other day with my kid, which was wonderful. My kid and one of their friends, and we went to Madame Tussauds Art Museum, and that was a nice reminder to me that I live near the real New York City, Manhattan. So just because I'm in here in the borough of the burbs doesn't mean I can't invoke my big city superpowers once in a while. So here I am doing that. And I no longer have the gate key to get into the building, because last time I worked in Manhattan, we were in a different building. We consolidated our offices, and now are all in one location. The old, I believe it's the Mashable.com is the office that won. We gave up another office, which was where I was out of the Everyday Health facility. And before that, we gave up another office, which used to be the Paramount building, I believe, or NBC. It was 28 West. And so I've been in a number of places for my employer. It's been fun. Some of them have had these wonderful terraces. My New York experience has been diverse and interesting and challenging, and it has its ups and its downs. And so, I guess I speak about the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, what we used to call manic depression and mood swings, but we now call bipolar, but I think it's now even on to something else. It's on a spectrum. Everyone has highs and lows, and we all go through roller coasters, and we all face disappointments, and we all feel the elation and joy of things going right. And the interesting thing is, being successful, actually doing well, is very difficult to distinguish from being somewhere on that spectrum, because you want to feel elation, right? You see Olympic athletes when they win, arms in the air, shouting for joy, and the disappointment of victory. The disappointment of defeat. The old opening to that sports program. I don't even know if it's part of this generation. The agony of defeat with the ski jumper. So, you're doing well when you feel that feeling a little bit. You get into the zone, and there's an intensity to it. Which is not just automatically a good feeling. The intensity is the feeling of being engaged, of having obstacles and hurdles to leap over. And it's not always easy to leap over these hurdles. Boy, in my development work recently, and the fact I'm even doing development work is a thing too. I am what you call a subject matter expert, an SME, at Moz, a search engine optimization company. And my counterparts are like these PhD people, very, very intelligent people. And generally of the type, in whose league I would not be were I not in the industry for 25, arguably 30 years, having faced nearly every little kind of situation and, challenge that can come up, across the business, marketing and sales aspect of things, and the development aspect of things. So I need to tap that. And to tap that, you need to be deeply engaged in the game. And it's easy to get disconnected from the game, especially when things start changing as quickly as they do, and as they are right now with AI and all the generative, models out there, the generative transformer models, right? So machines are starting to be creative, and the content spam cannon is ramping up, and it doesn't all have to be a spam cannon. A lot of it can actually be genuinely good content, as good as anything you could have written yourself in your own voice. In fact, it could have learned from your entire, life's body of work and be able to speak on your behalf. Things are such. And then to exceed you, because it's capable of not overlooking things that a human would overlook. So it takes a human like 3 or 4 or 5 or 20 revisions of something before they're really happy with it. Vision and revision. You have your vision, you flesh it out, then you revise. It's very human. It's very part of the creative process. And those highs and lows I described are very much part of that too. You love something, then you reread it and you cringe and you hate it. So you write it again. And some artists are just like never happy with their work. Listen to actors who talk about watching themselves. And, some are perfectionists who are never happy with it and they're always cringing, like Eddie Murphy. I heard Vincent Price make that opinion on one of these doom scrolling things I scroll by. But you'll find that very much being the case, that things that make you cringe, that you've produced creatively, in later years, keep you from being creative. It's just like kids drawing, and when they're criticized or whatever, they stop drawing. Every kid is born an artist. Every kid is born a scientist. And then they have it beaten out of them by the status quo conformity stick, right? So don't let that happen. And to not let that happen, you need to develop kind of a very thick skin. It's got to roll off your back, which is a particular problem because artists and creative types are usually, they draw their power from emotional intelligence, right? So I came across an Instagram video, which was, AI-generated content spoken by an AI-generated avatar, spewing off all the classic success wisdoms of, say, Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of 5 Rings. Don't show emotion, don't take baths or else your opponent could attack you. He slept with his sword in his hand and all that kind of stuff. That's a fearful position. That's a position of people who, no matter what expertise level they're at, always has someone gunning for them, and they have to live in this green arrow, always on the defense way. Same with The Art of War and Nietzsche, and most of this stuff that teaches you how to be smart and live well also teaches you how to live hatefully, hate terrible people, right? There's on the spectrum, right? Because that's this sort of complete strategy, defensive strategy. Then there's stoicism, and there's things on the spectrum all the way over to the other side where someone can be emotionally intelligent and also profoundly powerful. And those people don't, have the 24/7 poker face, right? They don't live with a furrowed brow. I mean, Miyamoto Musashi even tells you the posture you should be standing in, the way your eyes should be, and people really do live that way, especially in business. And anything less than that is weakness. And some of the points that Instagram video gives out, I succeed for you, something like that, is don't show emotion and don't share secrets. It will be used against you, right, is the point. Now, I agree with that. It will be used against you. But those with confidence, those who really excel at what they do, are like, so what? Let them use it against me. What, are they gonna, take my job? Or are they, what is it about their, using it against you that really is going to, take you down, ruin your life, derail you? So you could lose jobs over this kind of stuff. It depends on, the organization and the groupthink that exists there. Generally, people run with a pack. Do you run with a pack or do you run alone? People run with a pack. There's strength in numbers, teamwork, and all that. And I absolutely agree with all that. But that doesn't save the pack. That just keeps the status quo going. You should watch the movie The Croods if you haven't. The animated cartoon is pretty good too, but the 3D movie is particularly good with that Homo sapien guy living with the Neanderthals. And, there's a father, patriarchal character, the patriarchy, and then there's the young upstart. And, the strength of emotional intelligence versus the strength of a profoundly Green Arrow hunter. And it's good stuff, highly recommended. So, don't make things into false dichotomies. Don't buy into one particular base of wisdom, even though it's proven to work well. It might not be exactly right for you. Have an open mind about all the different, ways of being, strategies to succeed, measures of success that that fit you, that are your vibe. And I'll stop the video there because I have a lot of opportunities to crank out these kind of like little micro videos as I go today. I'll try and do a few more. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe.